The one thing I don't like of the Rangers organization, and really throughout the Rangers forte, is their fans. Their fans stink. Okay, I can't go to Madison Square Garden.
Tax people,
and by the way, I grew up for my first 9-10 years of my hockey life. I was a Ranger fan. Okay, and you know this. I told you this, Anthony. As I decided to part ways with the New York Rangers, I slowly but surely decided to be an Islander fan, which is not saying much because they stunk really the mid-90s, late 90s to the early 2000s. But now that the Islanders are a good team, the Ranger fans find a way to make excuses on why the Islanders are not a good organization, that they're a lucky organization, and it's just luck that they went back-to-back years to the Eastern Conference Championship. No, none of that is luck. When you do back-to-back years going to an Eastern Conference Championship, it shows what they are as an organization. They're a gritty, tough organization. And whatever Lou Lamoriello decides to do, as you were joking and saying that he didn't deserve GM of the year, if he makes the
time.
Yep, back to back.
Let's be.
It'll be a third time too. Don't worry.
Careful, Anthony. He might insult your character.
No, I wouldn't. Not Anthony. Not Anthony. You, yes. Anthony, no.
Listen.
Which, by the way, I have things to say off the air, but we'll get to it off the air. No, I will say this in all honesty, man. Really, seriously, from just sitting here, just smiling. And then getting my character insulted is whatever reason. I don't understand it.
Did I hurt your feelings?
He looks
Trust me, you can't hurt my feelings. It's a matter of just being, professional.
I'm wait. Hold on, Anthony. Let me just answer him, and then I'll let you finish up. So I just want to say something to you, okay? I've had conversations. I've had people attack my personality, and I am not hurt like you. I don't go over here and say, I don't give a crap what people think, okay? That's what radio is. There are people that like you, and there are people that hate you. And if the people that hate you are more than likely the ones that want to listen to you. So to me, I'm just saying what I'm saying because you giggle because of what dumb people say on the other side. And I sit here and I'm talking straight out honesty with Anthony because Anthony is a Ranger guy and I am what I am, an Islander guy. But I'll tell you straight out, if the Islanders don't bring in another offensive top-end talent, they're not going anywhere. They're not beating the Tampa Bay Lightning. If they somehow bring in Vladimir Tarasenko or one of those guys, Lazikog, whatever his name from Colorado, I always mess up his name. If they bring him in, Landeskog, if they bring Landeskog, if they bring him in, maybe it solidifies them somewhat of an offensive player to play with Barzal. But if they don't do that, they're not going to win. I am an honest fan, okay? You, on the other hand, you think anything the Rangers add will make them a championship team. So that's just my opinion. Anyways, by the way, go ahead, Anthony. I'm sorry.
I'm trying to digest all this. I mean, I guess I'm on a show called
Sorry about that, Anthony.
I love you, Anthony, by the way.
Anthony, I'm sorry. That's my fault.
It's okay. It's loudmouths, so I guess
that's why the show is called Loudmouths.
but anyway, so I've got tremendous respect for the Islanders. So I know that's a good team that you got there. You don't get to the conference final 2 years in a row, regardless that you lost. You don't get there 2 years in a row if you suck. You just don't. And they have a good character room. They play for each other. I think they're a consummate team. And that's what makes them so tough. But you would be absolutely 100% correct. It's great to be a team. It's great to have all those kind of character role players. But at the same time, if you're going to win the Stanley Cup, you got to score some goals. And you can't have Mathew Barzal all by himself. He needs a little bit more. Anders Lee hurt, right? But like you said,
Pajot wasn't healthy either in that series against.
But honestly, like you said, Anders Lee, right? Well, if Anders Lee doesn't get hurt, you don't get Kyle Palmieri. Right. Mm-hmm. So that's not, you don't get Palmieri, you don't get Zajac, you don't get those two pieces that helped get you to the conference finals. Mm-hmm. You ask me, I'll take Anders Lee all day over both those guys. Mm-hmm. That's who I would have rather have had in there. And could have made a difference. And like I said, I mean, I liked Montreal. I think it was a nice Cinderella run, but I was looking at that Tampa Islanders season, like whoever wins this game 7. I mean, as a hockey fan, I was like, this is great hockey. As a Ranger fan, I was going to puke my brains out if they won, right? Like there's a balancing act. I cover the entire league, so I have to give the Islanders respect. I can't write articles about the Islanders with a bias that I don't like them. You can't do it. It's not fair. So
by the way, I read your articles, and I became a fan of yours after the last time you came on the show, and I told Speedy, let's get him on again, because after he told me last year that you thought that the Islanders weren't even going to make the playoffs, and then you were very high on the Rangers, and then you said the Philadelphia Flyers were going to win the division. I was like, oh, get Anthony on the show. I definitely
absolutely, and I got to take my lumps. I absolutely need to take my lumps. I thought the Penguins were going to miss out because I did too.
I did too.
I thought the Penguins would miss out. I thought the Islanders could have made it in. I was like, border maybe between the Islanders and the Rangers. I knew the Rangers would be a fourth place team. There was never. I don't really think they were going to ever be any higher than that. The Caps were good. The Flyers were really the biggest surprise, and honestly, the Flyers were good.
Yeah.
And the wheels fell off the bus.
It's the goaltending. Oh, my God.
Yeah, but it was the defense, too. The defense was horrendous and didn't help him. And I think once the defense started playing like crap in front of him, his confidence went to you-know-where. It went into the gutter, and he was done because Carter Hart was just a shell of himself.
And a lot of people thought he was going to be a top 5 goalie in the league.
He still has a chance. And,
I don't know, man.
The Flyers got Ryan Ellis. They dumped Shane Gotterspear, so they're going to make another move. They're talking about Dougie Hamilton, I believe, because Seth Jones apparently doesn't seem to want to go there, so they backed out of Seth Jones. So Dougie Hamilton may be there. You have Ryan Ellis. They're going to start making their moves, so the Flyers could bounce back. I think next year, just by look, again, thank God the Bruins are gone because I don't want to have to deal with the Bruins.
Right.
I think the Rangers have a chance to be one of those playoff teams next year.
They're going to make the playoffs next year.
Depends on who they get. I can't even say yes. I have to know who's here. Is Strome still here? Is he the second line center? Did they upgrade? Did they get Eichel? Who did they put on the bottom 6? What's their defense look like? Shesterkin, I have no problems with it. He's a number 1 goalie, period. Shesterkin is fine. The Islanders, did they bring in Tarasenko? Still competitive, still good enough. They got great goaltending, great defense. Now they got a little scoring. They should stay in the mix. The Caps could be the team that slips. I don't know what the Caps will do. They're getting older. The Penguins could be a team that slips. They're getting older too. So some teams have got to rise. The Devils are going nowhere. The Blue Jackets are going nowhere, right? The Blue Jackets are back in the division. What are they going to do? I'm not worried about the Devils. The Devils are still rebuilding.
And you were talking about the Bruins, and we have a bunch of Bruin fans on the feed. What did you think about Taylor Hall signing with the Bruins, new contract?
Because it's official.
It's official. 4 years. Believe $5.5 million.
Well, again, that's what I'm saying. Is that I know
which would be a good get for Boston if they could keep him on that number.
I heard it was 4.6, and honestly, at this point, all I have is that they're nearing it. It's not official yet, but it's close.
It'll get done though.
Oh no, absolutely.
Yeah, he loved it there. He fit in really well there. Yeah, he was on the second line. Do you think that maybe they should? I know what they call it, the perfection line. Do you think it would be a good idea for them to spread those guys out possibly and maybe get more depth around the other lines maybe?
It depends on who else they can bring in. I really don't know. That's a pretty damn good line. And by the way,
it is, but just a matter of I think depth-wise, yeah.
I think Taylor Hall is a good hockey player. I don't think he's what he used to be, but for that money, that's a great signing. I think it's good for the Bruins. He played very well for them. He wants to be there. That is a good hockey team.
Really
he would do well there. I don't know what they're going to do in goal, though, right? Halak is going free. Halak's gone. Rask's not starting the season. They have a young goalie. His name is slipping my brain. I think they need to go out and get a goaltender.
I think the Islanders just trade Varlamov. They're going to re-sign Ilya Sorokin. I think it's time to give the kid the opportunity to be the guy. And maybe Varlamov, he's a pretty high tag contract right now. I think it's 3.6, 3.8. Trade Varlamov to the Bruins. Bruins get their goalie, get something from the Bruins farm system, and maybe one of their maybe a winger of some kind or something like that.
I actually like Swayman too from the Boston goalie. I like Swayman. They had a very nice year this past year.
I want to end this show with I'm going to laugh my ass off if Lou Lamoriello trades for Jack Eichel tomorrow, and I'm just going to know that
I don't want him. I don't want him. I don't want them. And if the Islanders, first of all, they don't. The Islanders have they have the most depth as far as centers are concerned. The Islanders have very good centers on their team, guys that can actually play. The Islanders do not need a Jack Eichel. They have Pajot, who's a very good faceoff guy. They have Barzal, he's really good. And then if they bring Cizikas back, that's their decision. They could also re-sign Zibanejad, or they can sign Parisi and put Parisi over. They could do a lot of things. They don't need top end, and they have Brock Nelson, who's a pretty good center. I can't stand, by the way. I'm not a big Brock Nelson fan. So he's a good player. He's turned out to be a great player for Barry Trotz in his system. I am not a Brock Nelson fan, but all in all, Anthony, we really appreciate you. We definitely like to get you on in the next, probably what would we say, 4 weeks, 5 weeks. I'd love to get you on again as the hockey season starts to get closer.
The draft is
again.
tomorrow, I believe, right, Anthony? The draft is tomorrow.
Yep, NHL draft is tomorrow night. Looking forward to it. I mean,
I'm not. The Islanders don't have a pick until the 4th round.
Owen Powers will be depressed, and he'll go back to Michigan. That's what
we'll see. Yeah, Owen Powers is probably going to go back to Michigan. But
yep.
At the same time, I'm going to be really interested in seeing if a trade takes place at the draft, if it gets down to 11th hour, because Buffalo wants multiple first-round picks. Right. They want top 10. They want high draft picks, and maybe they could be a precursor. I'm telling you now, if Strome gets moved tomorrow, if Strome is moved or announced moved before then I can't see how they don't make it. As long as the return is they're getting a moving up in the draft to improve their pick to give to Buffalo, because they want multiple picks in the top 10. And right now the Rangers are at 15. The Arizona Coyotes forfeited number 11. So technically everybody moves up a spot. Mm-hmm. So the Rangers, who are at 16, actually will pick 15th.
But they got a nice second-round pick, though, Arizona, Anthony.
Was that because
was
that because of the draft pick last year that made that slur? Was that why they did it? Or?
Yeah, and the guy they had to renounce the pick. So okay. it is what it is.
Anthony, I have one more question, and we'll let you go. You're watching United States hockey grow. What do you think? Obviously, I had a conversation about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, with John Van Beesbrook, who runs United States hockey right now. Where do you see the growth of USA hockey? It's been growing astronomically, and now it's in a position where you're looking at some of these top-end players, USA hockey players. What are your thoughts to the growth of USA hockey?
I think it's gaining popularity. I think it's growing. I really think the talent that we're producing is as good as it is around the world. So, I mean, the World Championships, I know it was a weird World Championships because players opted out because of COVID, but that U.S. team, I looked at it, I was like, who's really on it? And they still got bronze. Mm. So I think hockey of all the international, when you're talking about it on an international level, probably has the most even playing field. Mm-hmm. The United States, Canada, right? Russia. At one point in time, it was just those three countries that you would look at and be like, okay, these are the ones that are going to be making the noise and winning the medals. But Finland has really come a long way. Sweden has come a long way. And now Switzerland is starting to play decent.
Finland as well.
Finland is one of the top actually development countries out there. Yeah. So I love USA hockey. I think it's improving, but at the same time, as we're getting better, all these other countries are doing a great job developing. Yeah. So I think international hockey's fun. I hope they do play in the Olympics. I actually kind of hope. It's good. It's a different brand of hockey. It's different skill set because you got that larger ice surface to work with. You see a lot more skill displayed. So I'm hoping that the Olympics actually take place and we have players going over there. But you never know. I mean, who knows what the state of if this pandemic's going to go away, resurface.
I think it's going to be this whole thing with the Olympics. It's ruining the Olympics that no fans can actually go and watch. I mean, it ruins the whole concept of the world being there and enjoying something that brings people together. I think it's terrible. I think the Olympic Committee made a big mistake on this. I really do.
It's certain. Listen, I mean, I understand protecting people. It's still a little weird. I mean, It was like the soccer, the Euro Championship. I'm not a big soccer guy. I really am not. Even though I'm Italian and I'm like happy they won, I didn't really watch much of it.
Right.
I kind of like watched that last game, and I watched maybe the overtime and the shootout. But it was nice to see. It was great seeing the fans in the stands, and because sports are really meant to be enjoyed in that kind of an atmosphere because it adds to the ambiance. It does so much to the whole atmosphere.